Derick. Welcome to Three Questions with Andrew. How are you today?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us. So, Three Questions with Andrew. I'm going to give you three questions. This is meant for me to get to you know better, and for our audience who's watching this to get to know you better. I chose you because I see you as one of the main steerers of this mindful drinking movement, if you will. And so you have a special place right for me, thinking about those who help us move forward. And so thank you for being here.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I'll jump into the first question, and that is, as someone who's in this space, has there been anything that you found has surprised you? Maybe you didn't know was going to either be a benefit for you or affected you in a certain way that you really didn't see coming as you've gone along here.
So my mindful drinking journey actually started with just me wanting to take a break from alcohol. And during that break, I still wanted something nice to drink to surf the urge. And that's when I started making mocktails. And at first, I was just using ingredients that I had on hand. And then I discovered the alcohol alternatives or spirit alternatives. And I just found that spirit alternatives made my mocktails taste more complex and just generally better. And so I experimented with those and started sharing recipes on my Instagram page. The goal of my Instagram page was to share recipes that are complex but simple enough to make at home. And initially, I thought my followers would be mostly sober, fully sober people. But I found in interactions and even interactions in real life that there's a lot of interest in mocktails, not just from people who are fully abstaining from alcohol, but from people who are just interested in taking a break, like I was in the beginning, whether that be for just a weekend or a night or one of those dry months like dry January or dry July. And so that was a nice surprise that there's a lot of interest in mocktails, even from people who are still drinking from time to time. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, on to question number two. So we talk a lot here at Cut Above about having these options at bars and restaurants when people are out, these non-alcoholic or low alcohol options. I see a lot of what you do is enabling those of us at home, right, to make these drinks, these sophisticated adult beverages at home in our home bars. And I think both spaces are equally important, right, to have these options in. And whether that's by hosting or just by making a drink for yourself, what have you heard or what have you seen, from your community as to things you would say are different or similar, or the importance of having these options at home and also out?
Yeah, so for me personally, I host dinners from time to time, and I do have friends who are on different diets, like keto diet. I have a vegetarian friend, and it's important for me that when they come to my house for dinner, that they have something nice to enjoy. Like I won't serve them just salads where when the rest of us are enjoying meat. And so I think it's kind of like that when it comes to alcohol consumption, right? So I know most households, when they host parties, would start with just drinks. And so it would be nice to have some nice complex alcohol alternatives for those who don't want to drink. Maybe they're fully sober, or like I said, they're just maybe not wanting to drink at that point. So it's good to have those options for them so they feel included, and it's not awkward when everyone has nice drinks and then us non-drinkers are stuck with soda water or like those flavored seltzers. And so and that's actually what my goal is with my Instagram page and with my book, The Mocktail Club, is to have nice complex drinks that are without alcohol by using ingredients that are easy to find that you can make at home. So in my book, I made sure that the recipes call for just one spirit alternative, whether it be gin alternative, mezcal alternative, tequila alternative, and then the rest of the ingredients are things that you can find from grocery stores, so that it's accessible, it's complex, and it's enough to impress your guests. So that's my goal, is to enable people who want to provide options as hosts to their non-drinking friends. And so that's my goal.
Yeah. Another thing I found too is it's forced me to be a lot more creative with the non-primary spirit ingredients. So if I wanted the flavors of a Saint Germain and elderflower right? I can't use that if I'm making non-alcoholic. You can buy some pre-made ones, but can I make it on my own? So I would say it's definitely leveled up my infusion and syrups and oleo game that might have not otherwise been increased. So I think that's a cool benefit for me as well. All right, so question number 3. This one is just to get you know you as a person. So this is kind of your choice. I like to give some prompts for this one. So this can be just a hidden talent or talent that we don't know, for those who don't know you personally. Something silly, whether it's a weird food combination, a word you always mispronounce, or anything else that you'd want to just share with us so that we can know you a little bit better.
That's a great question. It's not so much of a hidden talent, but more of a hidden defect. I actually am colorblind, and so I've always been creative, but I've had this defect of being colorblind. So I do acrylic painting on canvas, but with this, disability of not seeing color the right way, there are certain shades that I'm still confused by. Like my classification is red-brown, but I get confused with blue and violet, yellow and green, brown and red. So I think it's not so much a hidden talent, but a hidden defect that I try to work around. But I guess it's also what makes my work unique, is that this is what I'm seeing through my eyes. And so if you see my work, my photography, videography, and the color's a bit off, it's because of that. It's because I have this disability that I just don't see all the colors the right way. But yeah, I try to have fun with it, and it doesn't stop me from being creative, but sometimes it's frustrating. But yeah, that's I guess a fun fact or a sad fact, depending on how you look at it.
Amazing. I would say from your video editing, one would have no idea. So you're doing your job right for that. They look great. All your content looks great. Yeah, and there we go. Look, we found something in common. I used to paint as well. It's oil paint, and so yeah, it's very, very cool. There's a lot of creatives in our space, which is makes a lot of sense. Awesome. Well, thanks for being with me here today, Derick. I've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more. Hopefully those that find this content enjoy getting to know you a little bit more. One of my goals with this is just to make this a more personable space, because sometimes, right, it's just a scroll and something like that on our phones. And so hopefully this allows us to get to know each other more. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for bringing products to the world like Cut Above. You guys are the doers, and we appreciate all that you do for the non-alcoholic space. So thank you.